So this is going to be a very CQC-esque operation. British are going to be spawning on one side of the river with a few guys on the rear, and Germans are going to be defending their side. Wow. So yeah, these rounds have been quick tonight. We're probably going to finish by around, I want to say 6:15 at this rate, which is nuts. And yeah, no, I guess I am going to be a FedNet broadcaster just from the eye in the sky perspective, controlling the bugs. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it, though, because JMax added a lot of cool stuff with the latest update about a week and a half ago. He even messaged me because I told him about the campaign I was doing. He's like, hey, when are you running the mission? Because he has another, like, hot fix ready to go. So he just wanted to make sure that his update schedule didn't interrupt the operation because he's a fan of my work, and I'm a fan of his work, man. That man, I mean, Starship Troopers, Star Wars, Mass Effect, a few other smaller mods, and some of his own custom content. Like, that man is one of the bigger names, I would say, the bigger singular names for Arma modding out there. And he used to be the head of Swap before he had to do something for a few years and disappeared for some IRL stuff, and then came back and, yeah, after opposition kind of had a meltdown, he's fixing it all himself. But I would put them up there with people like Icebreaker. You know, those individuals that do a lot for the community. Dead Man Miller is another one. So we'll see how all this goes. The goats. Well, we made a giant moving goat yesterday during the pog out because I was fucking around while they were briefing, and I was able to make a giant moving goat. I have a highlight of it. It'll get on the main channel within a few days, but oh man, it's pretty funny. There's a few mods I'm going to be playing around with for some SCP stuff with that Liru community framework I was talking about. So we'll see how all that goes. But finally, the round has begun, and I just realized we haven't done the prediction yet. So let me go ahead and put that up there. No, Don, thank you. I appreciate it. Don already got it for me. All right, so Blue 4 here. We already seen the German weaponry. It's Kar 98s, MP40s, MG42s. We see some STG 44s as well and some G43s. Meanwhile, if it's British forces, they're going to be having Lee Enfields, Stens for the squad leaders, and Bren guns for the machine gunners, as well as some Piats around. Whereas the Germans for their AT are going to get Panzerfausts and Panzerschrecks. All right, Panzerfaust is single-shot disposable AT. Panzerschreck is that reloadable one that requires the assistant to have the warheads on that backpack as well. I guess warheads, rockets would be the better term. So we already have one squad in the back line right here to get behind the German forces in their defensive line here. And then we have a majority of the Green 4 players are going to push on foot, as well as with a few Bren carriers and transport vehicles. Awesome. We got some smoking positions out here. That's a smoking Flak 38 cannon. We got some ruins. A lot of good cover to work with here. It looks like they've added quite a few custom buildings to this area as well. This is actually really, really nice. I might find the mission maker here and borrow this framework for a mission of my own, dealing with this internal area here. But with that, let's go ahead and look at our side. So Pierce is going to be ground command for Blue 4. I'd imagine they gave him the role because A, no one wanted to take it, but B, he did get disconnected early in the previous mission where he was command for Green 4. So I believe he's getting a second shot at that. Rodrigue's going to be leading X-Ray with Thompson, Kale, and Pyros under him. Newton leading Bravo. Looks like they were skipping over Alpha here. I see him down there as Norris, but I don't see any Alpha 1. So Norris leading Alpha with Gordon as the machine gunner in Alpha 1. So I guess it'll just be a two-man team or form up with another squad. Newton leading Bravo, as I said, with Coco as the squad medic. Khalil leading Bravo 1 with Ant, Lowboy, Nikolai, and Ruffus. Blast leading Bravo 2 with Meldon, Temps, and Swedge. Looks like we have for Foxtrot 1, Dadif leading with, I think he took the squad leader position for Foxtrot instead, because otherwise he'd be up at top. So this is him joining the group, and Mork as the Foxtrot medic joining up on Foxtrot 1. So David F leading Mork, Minoki, Berm, Skywalker, and Angostad. And then we've got no leadership for Foxtrot 2, so it's just Aim at the Stars, Ace, Wise, and Graph together. I already mentioned Alpha with Norris, so it's Charlie. They've all merged together. It's Despo leading Dobbs, Adamek, Syek, Timek, Omri, and Casual. Otherwise, Nader is being the platoon command for Green 4 here. Griff leading X-Ray with Shepard as the sniper, with Fred and Wheaton as the 2 additional, with Fred being the medical role there. Otherwise, we have Stottenberg leading Charlie, with no specific individual leadership for Charlie 2, so it's Sanchez, Hunavar, RK, Dead, Azuki, and Fonz all together because there isn't a Charlie 1, so I'd imagine Stottenberg is just going to be leading that group as Charlie 2. Curie leading Delta with Lolo as the squad medic for Delta. Patriot leading Delta 1 with Sam, Galil, Loki, and Olaf under him. Guy Fury leading Kikir, Money Flux, Bant, Michael, and Shade under him as well. Blam and G-Legs being a dedicated Beren crew here. Alpha 2 being led by Schnuffles with Arson, Tackleberry, Vagrant, Swola, Ash, Swan, and Frodo here. We have 2 leadership positions here, which makes me think that someone took a leadership position for Alpha 1 and someone took a leadership for the squad position to form up, which makes me think they just wanted it for the additional guns, such as the Sten. But it looks like one of these gunners still had a Lee Enfield instead. So I think it's the squad leaders that got the Sten. So Vagrant is technically Alpha Squad Leader, Swola the Alpha Squad Medic, and then Ash is the other Alpha 1 team lead that formed up with the group. Otherwise, Jack leading Foxtrot 1 with Morgan, Hanu, and Steve-O, and then we already mentioned Gazag is going to be with Norris under Alpha 1, but Alpha 2 right there, so I assume, yeah, everyone's merging into Alpha 2 there to join with that group. Otherwise, AO itself is going to be 2 sectors, non-sequential. So Sector 1 right here, which is this massive open area where Blue 4 have spawned a majority of their guys. And then we have Sector 2, which has the half-track in position, which appears to be this little camp. And I do like how they put this little symbol down, you know, for some of the politics these days. People don't like the swastika right now, and it'll get you in trouble. So they have that flag instead, which is quite nice. Prophet Thanos. Did I pronounce that right? No, it's Thanatos. That's my bad. Prophet Thanatos, thanks so much for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope you enjoying the operations. And I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Yeah, so really nice map right here. All of these blobbed areas like this represent custom built-up areas. So they changed the bridge texture, for example. They've changed a lot on this side of the road, which is quite nice. And then I know there's like 3 different versions of this map, and they've changed a lot of textures throughout it, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that was a major thing with our missions, remove any mention of symbols or that group. Yeah, so that's what they're talking about. That's a personal preference for some communities. I know like larger frameworks like Friday Night Fights would probably do something like that. Me, I prefer to keep the swastikas in my missions simply because it's a historical reference. But, I mean, you know, every group runs their thing differently. But, you know, since FNF is more of a massive community thing, whereas mine would be more niche for specific players. And I try to, you know, if I want to do a historical op, I try to be accurate to that historical accuracy as much as I can, because that's why my players come back to my operations. They will bitch over the smallest little thing, which I will then correct for them. But, you know, to each their own. But yeah, Malon's watching the stream. He's being an admin right now, watching everything, so you'll see him occasionally talking the spectator channel to address us. But otherwise, Mr. Starzak, thanks for the 17-month resub as well. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this little Friday night fight stream. So let's talk about this AO here. This is going to be a bit of an issue for Blue 4 because they have the Green 4 group already right here that's going to harass their rear. If Blue 4 is able to take out this group, then they can just hold the bridges to stop Green 4 from coming in. But Green 4 has a lot of real estate to cross here. We have a river crossing down here with this bridge for the railway. We have a little pontoon bridge down here that is really open, though. Blue 4 could easily overwatch it from some of these 2 stories if they were enterable. I don't think that one's enterable. This one's not enterable. Yeah, so actually it's a little hard to overwatch that specific bridge, but I'm sure Blue 4 would find an ability to lock that down, maybe from those logs right there. 1 machine gun is all they would need to lock that down, specifically in MG42. This bridge, also pretty easy to lock down, that big open area. 1 machine gun's all you need. And then another pontoon bridge over here. And then there's that northern crossing, which is fair game. And then if you also notice, Green 4 can also go down to these bridges here as well. Here's the thing, though. If Green 4 takes longer to cross the river, that's going to give more time for Blue 4 to find and eliminate this Green 4 force that has already come around this side. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, these guys, we have a Bren gunner in play. We have I think, one Sten gunner, and the rest are the rest are re-Enfields. The rest are Lee Enfields there. So I think we're going to see what we saw last round, and Green 4 probably picking up Blue 4 guns, machine guns like the MG42, submachine guns like the MP40, and even assault rifles like the STG-44. I would say the STG-44 is like your progenitor machine gun, assault rifle. Because that was kind of the first one that came out. But, you know, German engineering, man. What can you do? How long till start? Let's have a look. It's going to be another 7.5 minutes till the round begins. But Dingo, you're the same Dingo that I know of, right? How are you doing, buddy? How's that new computer doing for you? She's a beauty, man. Hope she works out for you. And if you're a different Dingo, then I apologize. But you would have to jump into FNF's framework, man. She's right amazing. That's good to hear, man. I'm not sure if I have the FNF command working right now. That is something I'll fix by the time I get to the NA branch. But, you know, I took all those commands out because of the whole DDoS issue. But now that that's all said and done, we can move on with ourselves here. I don't think Dingo's actually playing. I think he was just asking how to jump into the operation because I don't see him in the mission framework, so...
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Yeah, he's been AFK, so we can jump in. But yeah, Dingo, as you're jumping into the server, I'd get off the stream, but yada-da. I'm not an admin of FNF. I don't enforce the rules. I'm just here to show off what these guys do. Because it's fun. And I get to write down a lot of highlights and publish them, so... Now, here's the thing. Blue 4 is going to probably get spread thin here. And I think being spread thin is going to give Green 4 the advantage with this one squad to try to potentially pick them off. Possibly even defeating Blue 4 in detail with how spread thin Blue 4 might get, which means, let's say all these groups divide into a lot of different little subgroups around here. This group might then have a number advantage over against all those little small groups and be able to steamroll small group to small group. That's defeating in detail in a poor definition. Having Dingo go Green 4 for the lols. Amazing. Excuse me. We'll see how things go here. I mean, so Green 4... They have the vehicles to go far north or far south to be quick about maneuvering around, or they could do it on foot. I'm going to be honest, I think doing a crossing on foot locally would be suicide. I think they need to coordinate with this Green 4 group back here. Because the ideal way for Green 4 to do this AO would be this group finds an insertion method for the group on the right. So then this group either goes north or south and then covers this vehicle force moving north or south to come around and meet it. That would be my 2 cents here. Meanwhile, Blue 4 need to have eyes on these bridges, realize via either seeing or hearing these vehicles moving far north or south that they're pushing around, and then form defenses around the cache areas themselves. So it's a shame that these buildings, not cache areas, excuse me, sectors. It's a shame that some of these buildings aren't enterable, but some of them are that are in this sector, like this one, for example. So these are going to be the ones you want to hold out. I mean, these trains you can also jump into and, you know, cover the doorways. I'm not sure if these doors open or close on either side like they do in DayZ, for example. But even then, these are going to be good spots to hide in. Just, you know, they're grenade bait, though. But this sector is basically this railway area, which covers these 2, even 3 enterable buildings here. Just only the top half of this one, though. So they got to be careful about that. Meanwhile, Sector 2, I don't think Blue 4 has the numbers to hold this one, so they're not going to. It is just kind of a camp in the middle of the open, but by putting all their eggs in one basket here, by defending this sector, I think Blue 4 is setting themselves up for the success they're trying to get here, though. But Green 4 could still potentially steamroll, so we'll see how things go. So how you would secure those bridges against the Bren carriers, because there's no tanks, is Blue 4 does have AT. They've got some Panzerschrecks and Panzerfausts. You literally just have to have them set up with the AT, like right here, and then just point and click. Use this turned over cart, for example, and just, you know, wait till you hear it coming out or have a scout tell you it's coming out, and then you come out and blow it up. That's all you would need. Same with these pontoon bridges, because, again, there's some good cover for you to, you know, put your guys behind and then engage the enemy as they come out. You got some fortifications down here as well, but this is outside of Blue 4's movement distance. So I honestly think Green 4 could outpace Blue 4 by coming around over here, but Blue 4 does have this spawn area here as well. And I think Grav's going to immediately push this machine gun to overwatch this sector. But I think the real tell of this operation is going to be what this Green 4 group does down here, and how does Green 4 decide to cross the bridge. And if Green 4 is able to get a majority of their force across the river and changes the CQC, it's going to be anyone's game. But if Blue 4 is able to repel some of Green 4's early advances, I think Blue 4 is going to be able to maintain the operation here. That's why we like to watch these, because we're not sure what's going to happen until it actually happens. 1 minute remaining. We still have a lot of people just kind of here. I think they're planning on moving this squad to immediately go and engage this Green 4 group. You have to also understand, in CQC, submachine guns are superior to bolt-action rifles, in my opinion. So I think this Green 4 group's going to be at a bit of a disadvantage in the initial CQC, and if Blue 4 commits enough forces over to deal with that Green 4 group, I think they're going to be superior over Green 4 in that regard. But if Blue 4 is able to somehow, if Green 4 is able to somehow repel that attack and then loot their weapons, they should be good. Why was there a lightning strike? I think Malin is the admin right now, and he's doing something with Green 4. Don't know what, but they're definitely reacting. And there's the charge. So Green 4 is going to go it on foot. Yeah, there's the Zeus Eagle right there. This is to show us where Malin's camera is, because they don't have that disabled. Blue 4, meanwhile, immediately putting some forces out to set up. They're looking at some of these buildings that are enterable. And we see a vehicle immediately rushing north. We see the half-track actually folding back in. Green 4 quickly popping smokes on their position. So Malin was punishing them for getting past safe. Sorry. What? Blue 4 didn't put anyone in Sector 1, and Green 4 just captured it. Amazing. Fucking amazing, Blue 4. I can't believe that just happened. Blue 4 was setting up a defense around Sector 1, but they didn't put anyone in Sector 1 to cover. You spawned in Sector 1. How do you mess that up? How did you actually mess that one up? That's incredible. That wasn't even a blitzkrieg. That was just someone fucked up. So now you got Blue 4 rushing over to the other objective to hold it. You got Green 4 smoking the bridge to advance. I'm genuinely concerned with this one. So Green 4 haven't taken a single loss. Gordon's been taken out. Blue 4 are now running around up here on the northern side as Green 4's crossing. Green 4's hitting their own dudes, not realizing that some of them are crossing over here. Yeah, Blue 4's completely freaked out because they lost Sector 1, so now they're rushing up to Sector 2. I'm genuinely impressed in a bad way over how this has all just played out. Flux getting killed there because he has the Bren carrier, I believe. Yep. Or not the Bren carrier, the Bren gun. Throws a grenade up to the second window to help clear it out. But yeah, Papega's being incredibly aggressive here. And Blue Force basically had to change up their plans because of how this has played out. So this has left a few stragglers That Green 4 is now cleaning through, and that's going to maintain Green 4's 10% number advantage and make it even higher because of how this is all going. Guy Fieri firing up the street, getting a few guys wounded here, knocking Sid to his feet. But no kills. Pyro, meanwhile, just watching from up here. Yeah, Stars, it got messy. It got very messy very quickly. And now you have Green 4 charging to the other objective. Guy Fieri knocking out one guy. It's the Papega Pirates leading the charge. I mean, this is going to be messy. Great time grenade blowing Guy Fieri away. He didn't even see it coming. That was Pierce with the grenade throw there. There's another grenade. And they managed to survive it. Michael trying to come around with his handgun out. Switches to his rifle. Oh dear. Oh, the smoke just obscured his vision. Flux blows him away with the Bren. Grenade thrown over. Blue 4 dynamically retreats. Sayak trying to run. Flux mows him down. Oh, man. You got Green 4 now just charging this position. Shade moving around Coco's building. Blue 4, meanwhile, garrisoning some of these buildings as Green 4 pushes through. And Dobbs just got knocked out by Despo. And then he gets blown away, and Michael gets a double kill. Oh my god. Or maybe it might have been Carrie's Sten. I don't know, but wow. This is brutal. So X-Ray's coming up on the north. David's trying to hold them off, but that's pulling attention to X-Ray, which is weakening Blue 4's line for this force to come up. So we have a lot of Green 4 back here, though, and you got one guy, Bay's trying to cross the river, but you got to be careful because you can get stuck in the river that way. FNS World War II this week. I'm not sure if the poll result... Wow, Norris got blown away by Flux. Flux on 5 kills. Finally gets knocked out by Newton. Hearing some AT firing around on the right flank all the way to the south. Kieran being cautious here with the Sten. He's still in the Panzer track. Michael gets hit. I'm not sure if that was friendly fire or not. Kiri's still alive. He's got to be careful. Oh, no, he just found, yeah. Nice. Flux wakes back up.
I don't think I got anyone, but can you check me?
And Flux blows away Pierce. Where were you, Dream? Flux blows away Tempest.
I was with
Kiri.
Mega Pirate. I don't think I got anyone there. So that was
You got no kills.
Yeah. I got lost again.
So Lowboy is the only guy in the AO now. This is going to literally be a 10-minute round.
There's no one in...
They all surrounded Sector 1, but they didn't go in Sector 1.
Go into Sector 1.
They didn't go into Sector 1, and I think Flux is about to win the round, and there it is, and that's GG.
Oh my fucking god.
That was a 6.5-minute round.
It's a good idea to do a behind enemy lines assault in 2 seconds.
That was that's a record. 6.5 minutes.
Definitely. Well, unless you count the one where we restarted.
Wow. 15-minute save start for 6.5 minutes of action. That's great. All right, I gotta mute myself to end the stream. All right, we will be back at 8 o'clock in 2 hours and 10 minutes. We have never finished before 6 o'clock on the EU branch before, covering all 3 rounds. That's nuts. Whew. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Go operate operation. We'll be back at 8 o'clock for the NA branch. And then afterwards, we might do some more DayZ stuff if you want. Otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one, and go operate operationally.